Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. Mikel Arteta yesterday in his press conference, yet again, as he is in every single press conference, quizzed about transfers. When are you getting them in? Who are you bringing in? What profile of player are you looking for? That was an interesting question that was put to him. And his answer was this. I've got his quote right here. He says, this is obviously not something I'm going to discuss here. So he didn't tell us what profile of player he's looking for. But he says, we've lost two massive players in the front line and we need some support there. I'm just glad that he's acknowledging it. And listen, he said this now a couple of times that, you know, they need players in those areas and they've lost two massive players. But are they going to get two massive players in to replace those two massive players that are currently missing? That is something that we're going to have to see throughout this transfer window. I've been told Arsenal are, even before the injury to Jesus, were working hard on bringing in a player this January transfer window and that they will sign somebody. But now, obviously, with Jesus being out, it's not just one player they need, as they seem to be acknowledging. They need two forward players. So let's yet again take a look at some of those doable players. Yoane Wissa is one who gets continually linked over the past couple of days. The Daily Telegraph today saying that there is serious interest from Arsenal in Yoane Wissa, the 28-year-old Congo player, DR Congo player, who plays for Brentford, has been having a great season, scoring lots of goals, and has actually assumed that role as a centre forward with Ivan Toney going. Now, they're saying a lot of it hinges on if Brentford make the move for Taiwo Awoniyi, who they're trying to sign from Nottingham Forest. They're trying to bring him in this January transfer window. If they do that, they may be willing to sell Yoane Wissa for around about £35 million. I don't think Arsenal would want to pay that much for Wissa. He's 28 now, but good player, hard-working player, but I think really would fit the mould of what Mikel Arteta wants to do. Lightning quick and scores goals. That's something that we need right now. He's not what I describe as an out-and-out striker, but then does Mikel Arteta play out-and-out strikers? That's the thing. So one to keep an eye on that one, Yoane Wissa, because that is a gettable signing. Dušan Vlahović continues to be linked everywhere today. We know that Juventus are on the verge of signing Randal Kolo Muani from PSG. I think he's hit a couple of little hitches, but those are going to get sorted out, and he is joining them on loan. They are keen, Juventus, to move Dušan Vlahović on if he doesn't sign a brand new contract. Now, he's also said to be on wages exceeding £350,000 a week. And of course, with every club battling against PSR, they're willing, you know, and would like to get those wages off their wage bill. But Arsenal at the moment only interested in a loan. They don't really want to buy Dušan Vlahović on a permanent deal. They'd be willing to take him on a loan with no obligation as well. And that is the sticking point. You know, Juventus surely would want an obligation from Arsenal to buy. Maybe the player will even want that sort of security as well. 18 months left to go on his contract. One to watch this January transfer window. There's been suggestions he will come, he won't come, but it's definitely one to watch. I think that this is something that, you know, is a gettable transfer during this transfer window, but it's one of those ones that are gettable, but not easy to be done. But I don't think Arsenal, I don't know, I just sense that Arsenal are not going to pay the fee. It's which now has been reported at being probably around about £55 million, which is a lot less than what was being quoted a week or so ago. But I still think Arsenal would love Sesko over Vlahović. I don't know, but let's see how that one goes. But Arsenal want him on loan, not to buy at this stage. There's also Igor Jesus. Now, those rumours have been flying around that he's back on Arsenal's radar. I spoke about him earlier on in the transfer window. 8 goals and 5 assists in 31 appearances. So not exactly prolific, but nor was Alexander Isak before he joined Newcastle. And look what he's doing now. He helped Botafogo to win the Copa Libertadores over there in Brazil. And also scored for Brazil on his debut last year. So he really is an emerging talent out of Brazil, Igor Jesus, and is a player that Arsenal are interested in, the centre forward. He's got a release clause of around about £83 million, but all the rumours are suggesting that release clause is not something that any club is going to be willing to meet, and Botafogo may be willing to let him go for just under £20 million. So again, one to keep an eye on. The only thing about bringing in a Igor Jesus is you're bringing in a player that hasn't played in the Premier League. It's going to have to get used to the Premier League. I mean, even me, I was freezing the other day over in the UK, let alone someone coming in from Brazil. All those things are factors. You're away from your family, all those sort of things. The one thing you could say is that he's coming into a team full of Brazilians, experienced Brazilians as well. All right, I know Jesus is out injured now, but also, there's Gabriel Martinelli and, of course, Gabriel Magalhães, who will be able to, really make him feel at home if he was to come. Rumoured at the moment that Igor Jesus back on Arsenal's radar, as is Santiago Giménez, the Mexican, who has been tearing it up over in the Eredivisie now for a couple of seasons. He's supposedly back on Arsenal's radar again, linked already heavily this month with a move away, notably to Fulham and to AC Milan, but Arsenal now said to be one of those clubs that are also interested in signing him. And the talk is that Feyenoord would sell him if the right offer came in. His dad even said that the other day. His dad was doing an interview over in Mexico, and his dad said, if the right offer comes in, Feyenoord would be willing to sell, although they don't want to lose him. Already 7 goals in 10 appearances so far this season. Last season, he scored 23 goals in the league. He's got a good goal-scoring record. He is a player that a lot of people are saying that he's ready for that step up. I mean, it is a big step up. When you step up out of that Dutch league into the Premier League, it's a big step up. If you don't believe me, go and ask players like Anthony, who was tearing it up in the Eredivisie and is absolutely struggling now at Manchester United. So it's a big step up. Would Santiago Giménez again be that guy who could come in? Arsenal really need a player that's going to come in and between now and the end of the season bang in like 10 goals. Or bring loads of assists or something. But if you're a striker, also looking at, I'd say you want 10 goals from that striker at least between now and the end of the season. Santiago Giménez, great goal scoring record. Is he the guy that could do that? Interesting to see how that one might play out between now and the end of the transfer window. A player that looks like he's set to leave Arsenal is Ayden Heaven. Now, he was spotted yesterday at Eintracht Frankfurt's game. That was a game where Mamouche waved goodbye to the Eintracht Frankfurt crowd as he's about to join Manchester City. Again, a signing that I think would have been a good one for Arsenal, but he's joining Manchester City. But anyway, Ayden Heaven was at that game. He's been unable to break into the Arsenal first team. Remember, he's sort of come from that crop of youngsters that features Mars Lewis-Skelly, Ethan Nwaneri. He's part of that group as well, 18. But he's been able to break into the team. Listen, those other guys have seized their opportunity through injuries and stuff like that. He's got players like Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, Ben White, just loads of centre-backs, Kivior standing in front of his way. And it's been a lot more difficult for him to get game time. Only really in the Carabao Cup as he featured, I think, in the game against Preston. His scholarship that he's currently on, he's not even signed to a full contract. His scholarship expires in June. Arsenal want to sign him onto a new contract, onto a new deal. But Eintracht Frankfurt want him. They've apparently already spoken to Arsenal. They've admitted it. They've said it. And they want to sign him. And the fact that he was at Eintracht Frankfurt's game last night surely means that he's on the move. I mean, he wouldn't just randomly take a trip over to Germany to watch Eintracht Frankfurt. I'm sure of it. So it looks like he's on his way out. We could be losing a talented youngster there, but he's following the pathway of a lot of players, English players that are heading over to Germany to play first team football. And Eintracht Frankfurt's a big club. I've been to that ground. That's a very well supported club as well. That would be a great move for Ayden Heaven. But can Arsenal get a fee for him, or if he's got a scholarship, probably just compensation? That's all they're going to get for him. So those are the rumours for today. Don't forget, we're here every single day of the January transfer window, and anything that breaks, any breaking news, we'll bring you up to date with that as well. So make sure you check us out every day here for Transfer Daily.